let's build the monument and grant a governor title. So we've got a governor title because we did a civic.
Do you want a new governor?
Well, obviously, like we could keep going up the promotion tree, but I'm not sure how good these are. Again, like I feel like this is the end of this tutorial. Beyond,
Yeah, because
now we're entering the mid game, which is a different time.
Yeah.
We certainly never went religion. It felt like
No,
because we didn't need it.
Well, we never found the city-states.
We never found the city states we needed. It didn't feel like we needed to focus on it. We did. If we'd had done, we would have perhaps picked the religious building, the one which gave you like +5 faith. Built that in the city.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we'd had tundra or desert or something to really spam faith.
Yeah,
out
or more stone in that, or stone in our capital to get stone circles. That felt like those three things.
The map
were
didn't give us any opportunity to spam faith, so it's a bit of an all or nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, even getting like 3 tundra tiles would be enough, in my opinion, to get that faith, to get that rolling, or a couple of like mountains to get that, to have that in a better position. Different civs do different things there as well. Like a couple of the new civs, like Holland, can build their things on rivers and get +2 faith or +2 science. I think onto rivers, so that's pretty good. This is obviously a legitimately good thing, but again, we haven't really needed it. Some of these I'm still learning really, but I feel like the start Magnus is incredibly strong, and I think you could probably go Magnus Liang at the start, depending on whether you can power through these. I think we've got enough value out of these.
I think we've had great value out of those.
Yeah,
and we're about to start building our industrial districts, which he then gives us 20% towards as well.
Exactly. I think we throw Talavi in there. She builds that up. We're going to switch Magnus out to this one.
Well, once we get the industrial district done.
I will actually just keep playing a little bit because I want to see whether or not we can get into this heroic age and just show the impact.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see too.
So was I just attacked by someone else, maybe? Declaration of war?
Didn't see.
I heard another declaration of war, but it popped up. Kumasi has declared war on me. Right, I guess they must have...
They must become allies.
Become
we need to get these guys out of the fight.
Yes, it's getting a bit hot up in here. I'm losing dudes.
Okay, the archer's in the town and the horse far away, I think. No, he's just going to get killed if you do that.
We'll put him in there.
Those archers are dead now.
No, we'll get more. Relax. Let's heal up this archer. All right. Okay. How long do we? Oh, industrial. I can't do it. Tough. Like we're really stuck with food.
That's
here.
one thing we didn't plan for is getting enough food in the capital. But we're getting extra food for the trade route, aren't we?
Oh wow, that was a tough flipping elephant.
Let's ask him for peace now, because I think we've killed a lot of his units. He might be feeling weak.
Okay, let's just get peace on the go. He doesn't want to do peace.
Right.
He still thinks he can beat us, which is madness. Chandragupta, maniac. You can't do it. Well, these elephants are pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
How much does to fight them? Anti-cavalry.
Spears. Yeah.
Drop. Spears.
Man, you'd think the anti-cav would be better than that.
Not great. I mean, I can get myself another spearman. See, look at the chopping, man. It's like,
well, the double strength chopping, yeah.
And then I could probably just buy a tile and start building the industrial district.
Yeah, get that industrial district up.
I feel like
it's only 4 turns.
I feel like that's what I really wanted to chop with.
Yeah.
Because now I've not got anything to chop left. So now I can move him. So it's good to like think when you want to move your governor and do it quick.
Because it takes so long.
Because if you think, oh, I'll move him later.
Then you never will.
Well, you can move him later, but it'll take 5 turns for him to get settled. That's the problem. The 5 turns thing is a really, really, really long time.
But I'm glad it's in there. I wouldn't want to have to micromanage.
I think I prefer the sort of endless legend way, which is more that you move him and then he has a cooldown.
Oh, and then he's stuck there once he's moved.
I think I much prefer that in terms of like options, because I feel like it should work that way, honestly. Because I think this is just too much to plan. There's already enough planning in this game with the districts and stuff for you to.
It's a lot. It's just more stuff to forget, isn't it?
And 5 seconds is such a long time in online as well. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like online speed. I just feel like it's just way too long. Like I can understand it being like a turn or 2,
Yeah.
but 5, like man, that feels too long. So that's maybe something I'd consider balancing, just from my play. But
Oh whoa! That horseman had 1 health.
was that?
That's a 1 health horseman you sent
I'm
in.
just getting distracted. Sorry, but I don't know why I only noticed it was 1 health. Because did it have like a map? Did I cursor over it or something?
Maybe because it looked like it had no health at all. You thought,
I
I,
thought it
can't
was
see a
full.
bit of red, so it must
I
be
just
fine.
did that. I was on autopilot, Ben. I'm sorry. Let's aqueduct here and chop to build it a bit quicker. So this is a bit of a shame. I don't think I'm ever gonna
It's never going to be a great city. It'll be all right.
have a great.
Better than nothing.
What was that died?
That was he
That
killed
was the
our
spearman.
with his chariot.
I could fight the archers with this horseman. I feel like that's the right move. And then send him over the river. Oh, to be shot at. Oh, to be shot at. See, what I can do also is I can. So, okay, if you're buying tiles,
Yeah.
you want to buy them here because you see that's 45.
Yeah.
Whereas if I buy it here, 70.
Oh, yeah. So the further away they are from the city.
So you want to
centre.
buy it here, and then you can actually just use this to swap.
Right. Yeah. They give it to
And
the
then
other city.
once you've you want to make sure
Sneaky.
if you're chopping in the city that you own the tiles, or else you won't get Magnus's bonus.
Right.
So if I was to chop this and it was part of this city somehow,
then you don't get the double.
no. So you need to make sure you're swapping them.
Makes sense.
All right, good suggestion. Good.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
let's
Otherwise,
just
he's
build
just
that
before killed, wasn't he?
before he dies. And then yeah, well, okay, fine. Let's send out the armies to build some farms.
Do you want the settler to go to?
Yeah. All right. I'll get that city settled. So we're way over the golden age thing.
Yeah.
Through just,
Well, that's all right because you want to make sure you get it. You know, it'd be a real shame to like miss it by a couple of points.
right.
Do you want to? Oh no! Stop getting our guys killed.
Well, I've done it. I haven't done it yet, but well. Oh,
That is frustrating.
do I want to upgrade? I think I want to just heal here,
Do
probably,
you just
or
want to
maybe
kill
kill
stuff?
the archer.
Because he might just he might promote and then he's back up to full health. I don't think you're gonna kill that elephant. Maybe you will.
Well, he can't do anything, so let's fucking send him into death. Oh, fuck. If I attack either of these,
You can kill the chariot or the horse. I guess the elephant's better to kill than the chariot, right? Oh god, you'll get mauled fighting that elephant though. Why are they so strong?
I think they get bonus against anti-cavalry. I think they are anti-cavalry, aren't they?
Well, it says here, look, they're just base strength 40. That's why they're so good. They must be instead of knights.
No, they're instead of. They're just good, I think.
But horses are 25. Like, really, their base strength is like
they can't be.
60%
They're not
higher?
instead of knights. They're just strong. I think they are strong against horses, though.
Let's look them up.
All right, fine.
They're not, because there was no
But
bonus
this is
there
like
against
a bonus
horses.
interlude for the end. What? Just everyone's
No, they're
tuned
called
out. Everyone's like, yeah, I've got all the information
called
I needed,
Vanus or
and now we're like
something, or
messing around.
V.
Oh, it's called Varus.
There you go.
Horseback riding.
Oh,
no,
wow.
it doesn't replace anything. So it's
So just a new unit. that's-
unique.
And
Adjacent enemy units receive -5. That's why the horseman's 25, because it's normally 30.
I
guess.
see.
36, in fact.
So what's like a knight strength?
A knight's strength is pretty strong. I think they're like 50,
Is it
aren't they?
40?
A knight is 48.
Oh, okay, so they're slightly worse than knights.
Yeah.
But you
knights
get them
are-
when you get horses.
Knights are pretty late.
Yeah.
I mean, where are knights? Don't even have them yet. Stirrups.
Yeah,
And you have
way
to,
off.
You have to like. I have to get feudalism for that. Haven't even got crossbows yet. Should have really got.
Should have got the
I mean,
crossbows. Yeah.
I should be defending with crossbows, and this should be no problem.
We're
Really.
not really.
I'm not
doing
really.
this
We're not really
properly,
playing, are we?
We're just
I'm
trying to get
afraid.
to the golden age bit.
Well, I thought that he'd leave us alone.
Yeah. Well, once we killed his whole first wave, it seemed like we would be fine.
But he's just kept forever warring us with no indication of a forever war. Cool.
We should be building more units,
Cool.
really, right?
Let's get this amenities.
Should we get our capital to build some units?
What
Some
to
spearmen
fight
up or
off?
something? Fight off the waves.
Well,
Waves
I
of
feel like
elephants?
we fucked up. We should have just. Should have researched
Crossbows
crossbow
earlier.
like a million years ago.
Yeah, we should have done.
Well,
5
like-
turns.
So it's 2 turns till the golden.
It
age.
says
We can-
5. The thing pop-up said 5.
Oh, what's this then? What's this 2 mean?
Something else.
What's the 2 in the bottom right-hand corner?
I don't know.
I don't know if people can even see that because we're probably going to be in the corner.
Oh, now it says 3.
Is that 3 cities to choose production in?
Yeah, probably.
So there's 3 cities to go.
Yeah, now it's a 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how many versions of the thing in there.
Okay.
That's why it sometimes says no number, because you're choosing a tech.
So what? It's 9 turns to go.
5 turns.
5 turns. I mean, what does that? Turn 56? That's very arbitrary.
No, it's like a random. It's anything between like 20 and 30 turns
How is
per
it?
era or something.
Is it from like the discovery of like?
It's literally random.
Is it random?
I read somewhere that it says like ages last something like 25 to 30 turns.
Okay, let us know if you know what the answer to that is. So this is my
your little
northern
Arctic
climate
research
base.
base.
So I'd build the campus here, and then I'd be ready to slap the thing down.
Mhm.
And I'd maybe save these forests to chop them when I need them or whatever. I don't know. But at that point, like, hopefully,
Well, hopefully you'd have a great engineer.
I'll be
ready
able
for
to
that.
put a industrial district down somewhere here, and it'll be not garbage tier for the entire game. Garbage tier. He's sleeping till I can buy that tile. This is a barb mess, which probably
now we don't have
wouldn't
any units
happen.
left over.
Um,
We've kind of lost all focus and run completely out of steam now, haven't we?
well, no, I mean, we weren't playing this.
We weren't playing this for the game. We were doing the basic.
If I was against a player, I would have played very differently.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, this is more of a demonstration game.
Well, you
We're
showed
making
off
excuses.
I know.
We're making excuses.
But the whole point of
for
this
why we fucked up so hard,
was to do the governor clearance opener,
Yeah.
basically.
which I think is really interesting. Now that you know it, now that
Yeah.
you know it, what do you think about it?
I like it. It's pretty cool. I mean,
it
it's
works pretty well.
It's an
doesn't it?
evolution of your previous chop abuse strat
Yes.
before they
Well, I mean, the
patched that
great
out.
library in this game doesn't even exist, really. Well, it does exist,
But it's
interestingly.
shit, isn't it?
If you have like an incredibly strong,
Culture
I haven't even
start.
got it yet, but if you have an incredibly strong culture strat, you can get straight to this recorded history.
What does it do?
and what it does-
boosts to all ancient and classical texts.
Now, the problem with this is that, sure, it gives you boosts to ancient and classical era technologies, but by the time you've got it,
Yeah, you're like halfway through.
like,
all that
what
tech.
is left in the ancient and classical era that I
Yeah.
haven't got boosted? Shipbuilding, construction, and ironworking at this point.
Yeah.
But what I have to do is, in order to boost it, you have to build 2 campuses, which seems fucking like madness.
Yeah.
But it's possible you might accidentally trigger that somehow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in a ruin or something.
But if you're just mega culture man,
if you're
then-
the mega culture man, even if like you're the mega culture man, what is the mega culture man?
Greece with their special district
Yeah, but where can you start building that?
really early on.
The theatre square.
No, it's called the Acropolis. Or the amphitheatre, whatever it's called.
Is it the theatre square?
No, but it comes before theatre. You get
So
it.
it's here?
You get it earlier. You get
right?
it
Do
earlier
you,
than
you
that.
get it? Okay.
Look it up. Like
The mega theatre man. If you're culture man,
so what is it? Greece.
Acropolis.
Yeah.
It replaces the theatre
Oh, it
square, so
does.
it does come at the same time. And then it only gets a little bit. It gets a culture for each adjacent wonder and a district. Hang on, is it the same? Is it the same? You just get a free envoy. Yes.
And it doesn't take up one of your district slots.
Oh, it's plus.
+2 for wonders.
So it gets.
I don't know.
So is it just additional adjacency bonuses?
And because it's a unique district, it doesn't take up one of your districts. It doesn't count as a
Cool.
district. And it's cheaper. It's less hammers, I think.
Right. Oh, I see. Because it's a unique district, it doesn't take up
Yeah.
your slot, so you can build them for free. So you build them everywhere,
Mm.
and then you have a shitload, and then you get this. But this has to be built next to a campus with a library anyway.
Yeah. By the time you've got all that together, you've basically finished the classical era.
It feels like it, doesn't it? Unless you build that, unless you get this person, which you can't get because you don't have any great science points.
Yeah, you do, because you've got 2 campuses.
No, but you don't build the campuses. You don't build the campuses at all
right. Well,
until
you need one.
until you're ready.
You need at least 1 campus.
Yeah, but I know, but you don't. You save it. You like leave it until
Okay.
right at the end, and you slam the campus down. And so you time the campus to finish when this comes out, so you can maximize the boost gain. I don't know, like, it feels like you're just cucking yourself on science to like save a few half-assed boosts. Poor old Great Library.
I mean, it does really hammer home the heroic age if you pick the Eurekas, and it just gives you 10 Eurekas.
I mean, would it really fucking kill you to have this, like,
Way earlier.
like here or whatever? Would it really kill you to have it, like, under mysticism where the Oracle is? No one fucking goes this way anyway, because they're always going this way. So you could do the Great Library Rush build where it's there. Do you know what I mean? And someone, instead of doing the Government Plaza or everything that's in this, look at all this shit
I know,
in here.
early Empire's just like, you need that as soon as possible.
I mean, let's mod it. Move this to here. We'll put the Great Library Rush in, and then we've got a thing, and then we got a game. There's a game.
it's different strats.
Different.
Well, let's not end
strokes.
this on a big downer.
No, we're not going to end it because I've got to flipping well finish. I've got to bloody well get to the heroic age so we can see what it is, Ben, and so we can talk about how awesome it is.
Right.
But it is awesome, I promise you. Like, I assure.
Well, let's just click. Let's just click till we get it.
Okay.
Like, let's not even worry about what we're
Let's
picking.
just lose all of our empire.
Yeah.
And have everyone else declare war on us.
Yeah, and just not
say
even-
that we're weak and pathetic.
Yeah. And then we got an excuse because we were just clicking. We weren't even
Well, I
playing.
wasn't even
just
playing.
click
I
anything.
just wanted to see
Click
the
on any
thing.
old shit.
Press F to pay respect.
I think if you
to...
press Shift Enter, does that just end your turn regardless?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
It's-
there you go.
Oh, I needed to know that. Shin now knows that. Shin can just press Shift Enter like at the start of the game. Just auto.
Just click on nukes and then Shift Enter for the rest of the game.
Classically ends in 2 turns. All right. So I'm just playing on. I'm in the toilet right now, basically.
Yeah.
I'm accepting any deals that people give me that are just giving me all my resources.
Yeah, everything's fine.
And they're now just pillaging our farms, taking our gold. Yeah, so we were thinking about doing a bit of pillage.
I do not enjoy the
But
oversaturation
here's
of the heroic
the
era.
transfer from Dark Age to Golden Age. And this kind of heralds the mid-game. Okay?
I don't know if this is the mid game because you're only at turn 56.
Well, this is where it really takes off, though. Look, we massively over Heroic Day right now.
Yeah,
I'm
way
not sure
too
what we do after this Heroic Year, whether we deliberately try and go back into a Dark Age again. We certainly don't want to be in a normal age because it kind of cucks us.
Yeah.
Or whether we just try and stay in normal Golden Ages. But you can make 3 dedications. So basically, going into a Golden Age, you actually make one dedication,
yeah.
of the good one.
And the dedications get stronger as the game progresses.
So these are the good
right?
ones, right? So, Free Inquiry Golden Age.
Eurekas get an extra 10%.
So these Eurekas are no longer 40%, they're 50%,
Yeah.
which is pretty big.
Yeah, well, that's basically like Korea's bonus, isn't it?
Yeah. Commercial hub and harbour districts
Or
give
China's.
you science as well,
Wow.
which is pretty good. We haven't actually built any of either of those, but they're usually a favourite.
You do usually want them. Yeah.
Because they give you more trade routes, which are pretty
And
good.
same for culture, plus 10%, and plus culture for every speciality district.
So we can pick this in a Heroic Age. We get to pick all of these.
Yeah, except for one.
I mean, the last one we're not going to pick because it's movement for missionaries. Newly trained ones get +2 charges. Great profit points. So if we were very heavy religious and we knew we were going to make that a focus of this age, and we were like, okay, we're going to spread missionaries across, we're going to go for the early religious spread. We've picked a good religion. We're going to make our religion big. We're going to buff it. We've
Yeah.
gone with tithe or
And,
whatever.
well, yeah, and I go religious victory as well.
That's
an
one
option.
you would just fuck it, pick that one. Do you know what I mean? But in this case, we get to spend our faith here in this one anyway.
on builders and settlers.
So yeah, we can pick them. We get era score for
Oh my God,
everything,
these 3 buffs together is just really big.
and also, in a way, like being in the heroic age makes it more likely we'll stay in a golden age next year because
We've got
era
more ways to
score.
get points. But we have lost our Dark Age double
We have
science.
lost the Super Dark Age Policy 5000, which is sad, and that would be empty until we completed a Civic.
Yeah.
So if we were doing a long one,
Yeah, we
that
still
would
have
be
another 10
annoying.
turns to wait
So
or
you
whatever.
do need to bear in mind that timer, you want to try and sync that up with swapping something in, but you don't have to. I mean, we've left this card in here lazily.
Yeah, well, we
but
just
we
been
could have
clicking.
swapped that out for something else. At this point,
Probably want a red
I'm
one,
starting
don't
to
we?
think it's starting to tick up with a little bit of extra housing. But in our case, housing hasn't been the problem. Food's been the problem. Housing's usually a problem for me. Governors need loyalty. I mean, it's not bad. This is a new one. Obviously, campus adjacency bonuses is great for a little bit of extra science. So we're at 20.
policy.
20?
We were 20 before we put
So we
any
dropped
cards
down
in.
to 20 from where we were, which is quite a lot lower.
Well, yeah, we were
with
getting double in our
Dark Age
capital.
policy. But we can stick in the great scientist points per turn. Or all cities with a district retrieve housing and amenities. So this is Republican Legacy. I think that is the policy you get when you build your plaza.
Ah, right.
And the other thing that's interesting to note is that the plaza does have more unique buildings next tier.
Oh, can you upgrade them?
So when you get to the next governor level, the next, I can't remember whereabouts it is, but at a certain point, I think it might be here. Or do you know what? I can't quite remember. It might be as soon as you unlock
like one of these
a
things?
second tier government.
Yeah.
You
then you can upgrade that building you built in your government plaza.
Yeah, you get new plaza buildings, and they're quite interesting to look at. Actually, I can't quite remember which. So these are the
intelligence agency.
So this was the first tier. This was the first tier. And this is the first tier. Weirdly, they're not in order.
No, of course they're not. But I imagine Warlord's Throne eventually upgrades to War Department, right? That would make sense.
Well, actually, no, it doesn't upgrade. You can pick a new one from the next three.
Oh, so you're not locked in for the tree you've gone for. You can mix and match.
So I can't remember which one it is that you get next. Probably like Raw Society. Yeah, builders gain the ability to use all of their charges to build on a district project.
Oh, wow. So you can send builders from other cities to one city to build a wonder quicker.
This is actually the one which you can use to build district projects like district projects like
research grants.
But also Manhattan Project or Science. So you can slam builders at one per turn into your districts at the end of the game to quickly get
spam out extra science or whatever you want.
Yeah, and these are the other two. I think these are the last tier ones. These are the mid-tier ones. Foreign Ministry, cheaper envoy leveraged sea states, leveraged units gain normal combat strength. This seems like a bad one, doesn't it? Actually, that one.
Doesn't sound great.
The chapel is ability to.
By land with faith.
So this is actually the relevant one for faith. So if you do find yourself with loads of faith in the late game, you can build this, and for the rest of the game, buy land units with faith, which is pretty good. There is another one, the last one of this, I think. Hang on, what's the other one? Spies and spy capacity. But actually, the other one, I think, so the Grandmaster Chapel is the mid-game faith one.
Yeah.
And I think there's a late-game faith one. This is interesting, actually. This is still relevant to what we're talking about.
Grandmaster's Chapel?
Is it this
the one you were looking? Oh, no, that's the one you were looking at before.
Yeah, I think that's. Sorry, that's okay. I think current which is it.
Oh god, when you kill a unit, gain 20% hit points. That's pretty.
Sorry, so these are the very last ones, aren't they? The War Department. Yeah, when units kill someone, they heal. It's quite useful. This one is 4 slots for renegade work. That's, I suppose, quite useful.
Yeah, if you're going for culture victory, very important.
I'm sure there was another one, but no, I feel like even if even if you get an early game, it's nice to be able to spend your fucking faith.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes if you get a religion late, but you've still got a shitload of faith, and you can't buy anything,
and you don't want to spread it because it's too late for that.
I feel like in a way, like the warrior monk's tenet, although fun, isn't as useful as getting something which gives you a bunch of faith or something like that early on. But then again, like, you didn't have too much to pick from out of those initial beliefs, did you? Religion is something which I'm really not sure about, but I'll have to look into it and decide, because I'm not...
But the problem is religion is so dependent on your starting geography.
And there's so much choice too, right? Like, in the religion. Like,
yeah, you go in so many different directions with
I'm really never sure what's good with those policies. And I'm still a little bit unsure about whether we should have picked up the Ancestral Throne in here. Do you know what I mean? In the plaza.
Yeah, I mean, it gave us a lot of settlers. A lot of builders.
It gave us 3 builders and some 50% quicker building for those, which saved us a bunch of hammers. But was it worth it? Like, do we want the amenities and the housing in our game? No, but I think in most games, almost certainly, we would want that housing.
The amenities and housing feels very strong. But that's only if you have a governor, right?
Yeah.
And if you're spamming individual governors, you're not levelling any of them up.
That's true, but the level ups, we've still got to learn about this. This is beyond the scope of this video, but when you look at these, when I got to the end game on the couple of games I played, I found that a few of these were useful. You know, doubles the tourism.
Well, I mean, if you're going culture, holy shit.
You know, building your space program quicker.
Yeah, amazing.
But it only really works for one city, the governors. They're very much...
Yeah, but when you're going space program, you've only got like 2 cities that have got the production to do it.
It's true. Yeah, and so this is the good one as well. Doubles in Voices 68. So some of them are quite strong. Apostles get extra promotion. Cool. You know.
Well, if you're going religious victory, that's huge.
Some of them are pretty good, but I think in some ways, like there's a certain point in the game where you kind of have to pick your victory type, right? It's always been that way in Civ, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a fucking religious victory. I'm gonna go double down on it, and sometimes I think all this allows you to be. Some of the governors are really good enough that you're always gonna pick them like this. I feel like this is always going to be picked.
I don't know. If you don't get the harvestable resources early on, then you're probably not going to pick him.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like I don't know how good these are either. I don't know how good industrialist is. +1 production from each strategic resource in the city. I'm not sure what that even means. Does that mean like
so
horses?
It's like iron, red resources. So iron, horses, uranium, oil.
So 1.
Yeah, it's really unusual to get more than 1. Sometimes you see a field of like 3 or 4 oil, don't you?
So I literally have a governor whose ability is +1 production in 1 city.
At the moment, yeah. Until late game, that obviously gets better when more strategic resources exist.
But how many is that going to be? Like,
it's never going to be more than 3 or 4.
That's pretty bad. This city receives production from any number of nearby zones. So what? Like conceivably, you could get an extra 12 production there if you built power plants around. But I mean, it's very late game.
Very late game. Well, yeah, but you're not going to get it till the late game.
This is relevant.
That's very good. Black Marketeer. Holy shit. Like, if you get cucked on oil or aluminium or something or nukes, then...
Well, I think what this does is this almost irrelevates encampments. It's like, why would I...
Well, you still get great general points, and you get that little extra fortress, which is quite nice.
I know. And obviously, encampments are even more relevant in multiplayer because securing your borders with encampments is a pretty important thing. But it didn't even cross my mind really in this build to build encampments. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Even though I could have plonked one down.
They're a massive investment, getting encampments, and if you're not going war, they're
I mean, because it uses up one of your districts. I don't think it should. I think encampments should be free, honestly. Because I feel like defensive buildings shouldn't massively fuck over your economy. But maybe they're supposed to, because maybe the whole point of an encampment is that it's also for building military units, right?
Well, that's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Yeah, it defends you and makes you better at building troops.
I don't feel like encampments should be as well, I don't know. I'm not. Why am I trying to balance Civ 6? I should just be.
We don't even know the game that well.
It's not about. It's not a strategy guide of what I want to change in Lewis mod version 1. This is my. It's turned a bit. It's gone a bit weird, this video, but hopefully.
I think you've demonstrated your 50-turn opener of double harvest yields.
Yeah, I think that's good, isn't it? That was all. Okay, a little fun strategy guide.
And some extra thoughts on the side.
Yeah, I would like to play a whole game out. I think that would be a good idea.
Well, I think we're going to, aren't we?
Yeah, well, not this one though.
No, this one no. But I mean, we're gonna now that everyone's back from Australia, we're gonna do a big multiplayer game.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, all the way to the end. I'd like to just play a big single player game out though, Ben, and we can maybe you can play next time, and we can discuss what we think we should.
We could alternate session by session, era by era.
Oh yeah,
you'd be the ancient guy.
I'll be the Dark Age.
And then the heroic age.
Well, with this shirt, I should be the heroic age. This jumper. All right, we're done. Thank you everyone for joining us, and please, I hope if anyone's still watching this, I think everyone who was salty has probably left. So you guys are the best for sticking around to this and putting up with multiple kind of substandard Civ series lately.
They've all been a bit rushed, haven't they? We have not had the time.
Well, but I think we needed to learn a bit about Civ 6, and I think that hopefully in the next Civ series people will know a bit more. Hopefully everyone will know about this sort of starting opening strategy, and we'll be able to have a competitive game. But I think that definitely like not knowing the game well enough, not feeling like. I think every time we played Civ, the map's too big. It's too much to do. I think we need to add time, or we need to reformulate,
smaller map.
Really reformulate our meta.
And I think what we'll do is we'll try and find a pre-made map that's not terrible, because most of our Civ 6 games have been made.
I mean, when you spawn like
maps.
here.
Well, yeah, like Duncan spawned in your last live Civ game. It was just literally surrounded by snow. Like, what the hell are you going
And
to do
not
with
only that, but on a peninsula, it was like, you know, he like spawned like on snow, and then Shin spawned almost even worse.
Yeah. But because it's so unreliable to get a multiplayer game working, we're really reluctant to restart. But anyway, we'll pre-gen a map. I think that's...
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this. Give
I
it a
did.
try, because it's pretty legit and pretty fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll continue to refine our techniques, and also read Reddit where people are saying,
Well, I'm sure people will correct
right
us.
now, all of Lewis's suggestions are wrong. He's an idiot.
He didn't even talk about the best governor.
Don't listen to him. He doesn't even know that if you take a city off someone, they have to cede it back to you or some bullshit. Like, if you take a city in war, they have to cede
Yeah, it's not
it to
actually
you.
yours
It's
until
not
they
yours.
surrender it.
Didn't even know that. I mean, I think Civ
And if
doesn't
you
really
make
even
peace
teach you these
without
things
the
very well.
seed, they get it back after the war.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Madness. We'll be back, and we're gonna go get some lunch, and we may be back. We might be back with another series. We might not.
We should do a single player and a multiplayer.
Okay.
We should play all the Civ.
I love Civ. I want to play this, and I will. I want to do a culture or a religion game next, though. And I think we need...
I also want to do those scenarios.
Oh.
We keep talking about them and we never do them.
Okay, we'll promise there'll be more Civ. Stay tuned. Until then, goodbye.
What?